Lucha. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here. This is going to be Lucha Underground Season 2 Ultima Lucha Dos Part 3 review. Oh, man, I've been so excited about seeing this whole thing play out. And I'm not alone this time, or like so many of my reviews were. I've got Chris Phoenix joining me for this one. Very excited about that. How you doing tonight?
Awesome. Looking forward to going over the review with you. You know, it's nice to know that somebody out there appreciates Lucha Underground as much as I do.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. But one thing before we start, getting into the meat and potatoes of this, your overall thoughts on like the whole show altogether. What did it meet your expectations? What did you think of it?
Well, it's hard to say because I was comparing it to last year's finale, and last year's finale in and of itself was a great finale to the start of what became a wrestling phenomenon. In this one, there are definitely some loose ends that need to be tied up that weren't tied up. To be honest, I was slightly disappointed, but overall, I give that a solid show, from start to finish.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you put it that way because I kind of felt the same way. I mean, as far as the matches go, I was blown away. And I had absolutely no doubt that I was going to have a problem with the wrestling in general. I knew that, what they were going to put on a tremendous show, whatever happened. There was a little more shenanigans that I expected, which was fine, because anytime you get something that you're not expecting, it's okay. It may not be what you wanted, but at least you could say you were surprised, and it's not like, oh, well, I guessed all the winners, I guessed all the losers. So then, okay, well then
Lucha's not that predictable.
no, it's not. No, especially this show. Um, and yeah, like you said, there were some ends that weren't tied up. That the one big thing that I really wanted to see was something go down, and I didn't know, if it was going to be something between Joey Ryan, Captain Vasquez, Lorenzo Lamas's character, what's that, Councilman Delgado,
Yep.
the mystery guy in the limo. We didn't get any of that.
Yeah, that's what I was counting on.
We got Cueto being arrested, tossed in the back of the paddy wagon, and then that sinister grin as it,
You know it was coming. The minute they put him in the back of that, and he was just like walking away. They were driving away in that thing, and I'm like, I knew exactly what was going to happen. He knows what he's doing. No matter where he is, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's not worried about where he's going, because I mean, obviously, yeah, they busted him for, they could say they got him for the murder of Cisco now. Besides,
we know
whatever else they wanted him for.
We know at this point it's an attempted murder. We don't know if he actually died. We assume he's dead, but it was never proven that they found the body.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we never saw someone go up to him like a famous bee with a stethoscope and be like, "Oh yeah, he's dead,"
Yeah, or anything like that, right?
Where's famous bee when you need him? So yeah, we didn't get any of that, which was kind of weird. I expected Delgado to come back or Vasquez to come back or one of them, yep. But I've got a feeling like we're gonna get season 3 sooner than later, and I've got a feeling a lot of those ends are gonna get tied up at the beginning of season 3.
Here's hoping, right?
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine that they would leave stuff like that out there and not do anything with it.
Yep.
Because there's such a a better brand in that specific aspect than WWE. Whereas WWE so many times in the past has started something and not finished it and left the fans like, what the hell, you know?
GTV much?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, overall, I loved part three.
Hmm.
Well, one, two, and three. You know, the whole 4 hour shebang was tremendous.
Hmm.
The matches were great. I just wish we would have gotten a little more with Cueto.
Oh yeah.
But with the look that he gave at the end, you know there's gonna be more.
Yep.
You know. So you
And
know,
the,
if we,
and the fact that the key is still around his neck means that Matanza is on the loose.
oh God, that's an excellent point. And that's actually really terrifying if you really think about it.
Lotus has got him. I have a feeling.
Could be. Yeah. And you know, there's going to be so many more people dragged into this, I think,
Definitely.
because well, and we'll get into the different things that happened during the matches too. But yeah, overall I was happy with it. But yeah, like you said, you wish we had a few more ends not so loose at the end there.
Yeah, I mean last season the finale had some cliffhangers to it, but a lot of loose ends got tied up or at least led into the next season.
Yeah. Whereas this was just like there was so much shenanigans going on at the end. It was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
It was a lot more than expected. But let's get into this. So to kick off part three, we get a pretty awesome little cinematic thing here going on between Vampiro and Pentagon Jr. And it basically ties in everything that we saw now from the season 2 trailer. And it just when I thought we were done seeing the little cinematic snippets and we weren't going to see anything else, we saw the spot in the cave where all the pentagons were there.
Oh
Do you,
yeah.
do you remember them? Yeah. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, so that was from the season finale, and we didn't even realize what the heck that was. I think a lot of people, including myself, forgot about that little part of the trailer.
Oh yeah. I saw that and I was like, wait a minute. Oh, this is the payoff, man. You see each version of the Pentagon.
Yeah. So he had to defeat all those, or, he had to, is basically a way of conquering all his fears.
Yep.
Going back saying, okay, well, this is what this Pentagon did wrong. This is what this Pentagon did wrong.
Each of them a loss.
Yeah, yeah. And now, conquering all them to create a new Pentagon Dark, which I thought was great. That they didn't just have him defeat all those and say, okay, now you're ready. No, they gave him like a whole new like persona,
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't help but think, and this is like, the nerd in all of us, that when I saw Vampiro in the big cloak, I was thinking,
Yep.
oh, it's like straight out of Star Wars. Like
I know,
Emperor,
right?
it's like, the Emperor and Luke,
When I saw the intro to that, when Vampiro and Pentagon stood at the entrance of the cave, I'm like, this is Yoda and Dagobah all over again.
Oh, that too, yeah. And
What's in there? And Yoda
Yeah.
would have said only what you take with you. Vampiro said fear.
Yeah. No, in my best Yoda voice, I'd say, "Now go get your ass kicked."
Pretty much, that's what it came down to. And then Vampiro faced him 1-on-1 in the cave, and Pentagon beat his ass.
Yeah, and with the strobe lights, it was really kind of hard to tell all the things that were going on. But it was supposed to be okay. He's conquering all these guys, and then the last one was it was Vampiro.
Mm-hmm.
And and my silly little sense of humor. As soon as he walked in the cave, I was thinking, hey, "Look out for Goldberg!" Just like,
Oh no!
I couldn't help it. I was like, because we just saw the 2K17 stuff, and
Uh,
Goldberg comes out of the cave, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh, hey, it's another cave.
Yeah, except that one had doors on it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The hatch.
yeah. Yeah, the hatch hashtag. Yeah, that's
And
so that was a cool little segment, and then yet it ended with Vampiro saying, "You're ready," um, and then he blew out the candle, signifying that he was going to become Pentagon Dark and whatever. Let's see. Um, then we get into the first match, which was a hell of a match. The Trios Championship. We had
ooh.
Phoenix and Aerostar and Drago versus the Trios champs Mundo, PJ Black, and Evans.
What they call themselves? The Midnight Underground or something like that.
The Worldwide Underground.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet if you think about it. I mean, each of those guys in their independent runs, post E, and in Jack's case, just in general, you know, some of the best guys on the independent circuit, on the underground fighting, in wrestling in general.
And they're from all over the world.
Uh huh.
Yeah. Yeah, like when I first heard that, I'm like, well, that's really weird. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, no, that's perfect.
Yeah,
It really is.
because you got Tyre from Canada, Johnny from California, Jack from Washington State, and PJ from South Africa.
Yeah. So hailing from everywhere, yeah. Except this time Taya wasn't with them,
Yeah,
which I was a little surprised. But it
she
was
ha-
also it
she
gave a
had her
little
own
more.
she had her own business to take care of.
Oh, that she did absolutely. But it also it gave a little sense of, hey, maybe there's not going to be quite as much shenanigans going on with the
Let let's
with
let,
Mundo's crew. But
yeah.
well, we saw otherwise. I mean,
Oh yeah.
this this match. Oh my goodness. This this really shocked me because with as much shenanigans that was going on in this match, I thought for sure Mundo and his crew were going to retain.
Absolutely.
And but you know what? There was this match was so much fun. I really didn't care who won or who lost.
Hmm.
Um, we ended up with Phoenix becoming the first Lucha Underground Triple Crown champion.
I am glad that my namesake has those championships to his name, that he can go down in history as the first Triple Crown champion.
Right? Except he spells his wrong.
Well, to each their own. Mexico holds different rules.
Yeah, this is true, eh? But yeah, so much. So I'm not gonna nitpick this match. Except I'm gonna talk a little bit about a certain comeback that did happen towards the end of this. You want to talk about shenanigans?
Oh, go ahead to it, man.
Oh, something that really surprised me. I did not expect to see this guy back at all this season, but it really was a true sense of revenge for revenge on the almost of the crew. Excuse me. Well, I said Mundo's crew. The
Yep.
Worldwide Underground because of what they all put their opponents throughout the last several episodes. And Helico came
Yeah,
back and started cracking people with his crutches. And the first person he cracked was Mundo.
makes perfect sense to me.
So you gotta wonder, because I don't think they ever said why he was gone.
Nope, they never said it and they never showed it. It was just assumed that something happened at Helico as to why he couldn't compete.
I think Cueto came out and said something. He had an unfortunate accident.
Yeah,
But that was it.
That's
literally. So I've got a feeling that when season 3 rolls around, we're gonna see a nice little rivalry between Angelico and Mundo. I would love to see that.
As far as the singles rivalry, absolutely. Personally, I'm looking forward to the Open Road Warriors to getting back together.
Oh, as far as like Son of Havoc, Evilise, and Angelico.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I did love that team, but I'm so open to, hey, whatever happens happens,
pretty much.
because
Yeah,
you know season 3 is not going to disappoint.
from what we've heard, yeah.
Yeah, it's because I've heard nothing but positive of the fans. The fans are, the Lucha clique that's been there has been nice and quiet about it, but the little things I'm hearing that it was just absolutely sick. It's
Oh yeah.
so yeah, we've got new trios champions. Congrats to Phoenix, Aerostar, and Drago. And hopefully, Angelico will be 100% once season 3 rolls around on our televisions.
Absolutely.
And have absolutely no doubt though that we're gonna see Mundo, PJ Block, and Evans try to get some kind of revenge.
I'm thinking that if anything, what's gonna happen is that Angelico is gonna challenge Mundo, but Dario Cueto is gonna tell him you have to get through PJ and Jack to get to Mundo.
Oh, that'd be something.
Hmm.
That'd be incredible. That could take up a whole damn episode. I wouldn't
And
care.
and here's the other kicker: little by little, and the first one he challenges either PG or Jack and gets over on his own. But he challenges the other one of those two, and there's a little collusion going on. Then all of a sudden, Havoc or Evilise comes in and helps him out to counteract their collusion, getting him to face Johnny 1-on-1, and knowing full well that both of their teams are backing them up at ringside.
All right, somebody sign this guy up. Seriously, he just like booked the whole first episode of Lucha Underground. That's awesome, dude. I love it.
Actually, if anything, that's either gonna be the first episode or the first 3 episodes, one match each.
Right there, you go.
To see like what could happen in the near future, as far as forming more trios, to see what would actually happen if Willie Mack, Killshot, and Sexy Star faced off against what's it called, Marty the Moth, Mariposa, and a partner of Marty's choosing,
Oh,
whoever that may be.
that'd be wicked.
Yep.
That'd be pretty slick. That could be anyone. Could be Daga.
Actually, by that token, it very well could be Daga, or it could be Tejano, or it could be Cage. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? So let's see what's next here. We get the introduction, the first match for Black Lotus.
Oh, this match was disappointing. I actually thought it was going to go longer than it did.
Yeah, versus Dragon Azteca Jr. I was actually really excited to see Black Lotus, in the ring for the first time, because we've been waiting for this since the start of season 1.
Yeah, well, since the middle of season 1 at least.
Yeah.
To know that she was the one who cacked the master from behind with her martial arts pressure point technique while she was caged.
Yeah.
Yeah. And knowing full well what this means storyline wise, as far as the lineage of who killed her parents and who was lying and who isn't, and that sort of thing. I honestly wonder if the original Dragon Azteca really did kill her parents but repented his mistake, or if Dario was lying the whole time like we know him to lie. Who knows?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, you really never know. There's, swerves everywhere in Lucha Underground.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I have absolutely no doubt we're still going to see something more from these two in season 3. But, yeah, this was a quick little 5-minute going back and forth. It certainly looked like Azteca Jr. was faring better than Black Lotus. But what I saw from Black Lotus, I was impressed. Whoops.
There you go.
Sorry, that was the Bullet Club calling me. No, I'm kidding. No. Sorry, AJ. I'm busy right now. I'll call you later. No, I've just got that as my ringtone. So sorry.
Nice.
But yeah, This was a quick little no contest match, unfortunately, because we had some more shenanigans. We get the introduction in the ring from Pentagon Dark,
Ooh.
and Vampiro. If I had to take a shot for every time that Vampiro corrected Matt Stryker as far as which Pentagon it was.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. He's like, how many times I gotta tell you?
Yeah. And Stryker, man, he never usually makes a mistake more than once. He's usually like up on his lineage, like right then and there. He knows his wrestling etiquette, as it were. You know the difference
Yeah.
between what's it called between storyline collusion, kayfabe, and gimmick infringement. You know,
Yeah.
all can lead to a misnomer. Thank you, Mike Adam Lee, for introducing Jeff Harvey.
What? Right.
Exactly. We don't want those kind of things happen. Stryker is usually up on it, so I think this one, if anything, his mistakes were scripted, if at all.
Oh yeah, I so wasn't thinking that he was making any many mistakes at all. It was all just part of the
Tongue in cheek, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Striker's too good for that.
Yeah. All the while, Vampiro's mental state unraveling throughout the entire show.
Completely. And until like towards the end, when I don't know, I'm jumping over stuff here, but after all was said and done, and then he takes his medication,
Yeah.
which was just weird.
Yeah. Yeah, he needed to stabilize himself to get back into the where he should be.
Yeah, and it was surprising because last episode, and he's like, okay, I gotta go train my mentor or whatever, and he dumps out his whole bottle of pills.
Yeah, into a trash can with no liner. Note that.
Yeah.
I have that exact trash can in my office upstairs. That thing has no liner in it. The pills just like fall through the bottom. That's all it is.
So you can just you can see the people in the next scene. Actually, obviously, what was cut out. People will be like, "Oh, pills."
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, Vato, get 2 or 3 of those, man. We're gonna sell them dust out, man.
What is that, Adderall, man?
I got that aripiprazole, son. That's exactly what they gave him. That's what they gave him. They said like in the first one. I know that one quite well.
Oh, the very strong antipsychotic.
Yeah. When if I remember correctly, I think that's the same thing as Abilify, or Prozac. I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah, something.
Yeah.
Something anti-bipolar-ish. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, Pentagon Dark goes on to say that Pentagon Junior is dead. He's Pentagon Dark, and that Ian Hodgkinson was dead, and that Vampiro was here.
Yeah.
So, and then that goes into the next match, which is Pentagon Dark versus Matanza for the Lucha Underground Championship.
Yeah. This didn't end as I expected. I honestly expected something different, but I understand why it ended the way it did.
Oh yeah. I mean, everything has its own reasoning, as far as things that happen in Lucha Underground.
Yep.
But yeah, these two just beat the holy hell out of each other, and if anything, we haven't seen anybody manhandle Matanza like he was handled in this match all season.
Yeah, this guy Matanza was a guy who simultaneously took out 7 guys, including Cage, Marty, Mac, Sexy Star, and Phoenix and Prince Puma.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Pentagon himself. And to note that Pentagon has that much more power, a guy who is not necessarily bigger than Matanza, because I mean, like, it might have been just me, but Matanza looked a little less jacked than usual. Like, within the first like four appearances that he had, he looked like pretty like well over, especially the first one where he won the championship in the first place.
Yeah.
But as time and things went on, he looked a little less jacked bit by bit. It might have been like the onesie that he was wearing or what, but he did not look as monstrous and impressive as he did against Pentagon Dark. And I'm thinking that like some of the power that he had before was siphoned off by Mil Muertes, and in doing so, his defeat was inevitable by Pentagon Dark if it weren't for what happened toward the end of that match.
Yeah, like I said, more shenanigans. Yeah, and it could have been something it could have been something Matanza ate too. Because if you noticed, when he came to the ring, he had a fresh coat of blood all over him.
Yeah.
So it could have been like maybe he had something bad for lunch, something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe needed some Tums before the match. Didn't get that. It's like like I've said before. Come on, Cueto. Take care of your brother. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, man. Nice steak is pretty good, but I could use like nice leg of lamb.
Yeah. Something on the side. Yeah.
This Aztec goat sacrifice is not really sitting well down south.
Oh God, yeah. So, but yeah. Like I said, Matanza was just thrown all over the place, and then had his quick comeback, and then of course, the look on Vampiro's face as he slowly takes out the bat covered in barbed wire. Yeah. I'll call it Lucille just for the sake of the Walking Dead fans out there, because it looks like Lucille. Oh man, I was. As soon as he yanked that out, I was like, "Oh yes, I got my wish," because I was thinking Vampiro was going to end up getting involved somehow.
Yeah.
Which then, it ended up not going well for Pentagon Dark in the long run, because then Cueto had to get involved, and well, we know what happened from there.
Collusion.
Yeah, it's a quick ending. Shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
And Matanza ended up retaining his championship.
Oh yeah.
And the aftermath of that, holy cow! Which goes all the way to the end of the episode.
That's true.
And I don't. We can discuss it all now, and then discuss the other stuff is fine with me.
Sure, go ahead.
Just to keep it all together.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that Pentagon Dark turned on Vampiro and blames him for... I mean, I understand why he blames him, because he introduced that weapon into the match. But that's obviously not why Vampiro did that.
Oh,
but
no.
Pentagon Dark...
thinks he did.
Yeah, being who he is, he's a, slightly disturbed person with all the things he's gone through, being under the mentorship of Vampiro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously, if you were suspended in a dojo and beat with, barbed wire covered baseball bats, you probably wouldn't be all there either.
No.
That's got to do something to a brother,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they, he basically, this is Vampiro. Vampiro's trying to check on him, and he's like, "No, get away from me," in so many, bad Spanish words. And then comes back at the end of the episode when they're wrapping things up. Mm-hmm. First of all, the he hits Vampiro with the bat. Same bat. Mm-hmm. Stryker turns around, takes a wicked sweet chin music. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Knocked him into next week, and then proceeds to give Vampiro a crimson mask like I haven't seen since 1990 something with Ric Flair.
The last time I saw something like that was EC3 versus Spud last year in TNA.
Oh, see, I did not catch that. So okay.
That match was the most brutal in a long time in TNA. Wow. That was so brutal that they had to air the remainder of that match in black and white so that they wouldn't officially be showing blood. You knew what the hell was going on when Spud had the crimson mask and his hair went from blonde to red.
Oh wow,
So
that's
that's
crazy.
that's how bloody Vampiro was by the end of this match. By the end of this show.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we got the same thing from Vampiro. I mean, by the end, from all the times that Pentagon had, raked that thing across Vampiro's face, forehead, whatever,
Uh-huh.
Vampiro was just completely covered in blood. The front
Mm-hmm.
of his jacket, the front of his face was all blood, which was something great to see for Vampiro fans because yeah, you wanted to see something extreme, obviously, but
Mm-hmm.
obviously not see Vampiro hurt. But that just fuels this. You're going to see something between Vampiro and then Pentagon next year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and and I think a lot of fans wanted to see more of Vampiro actually fighting this season, but because of the season finale from season one, but it's all you know, it's all gotta go along with the story.
Mm-hmm.
There's a story to be told here, and man, I can't wait to see how this story progresses in season three.
I was gonna say from what we were talking about last show that there was some great things in the works for Vampiro. So
You know what? I still haven't listened to that. I need to listen to that. You said that was the uncensored or the was that the unleashed version of the Stone Cold podcast with Vampiro?
I think that's what Harry said. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I need to check that out like ASAP. So
Yeah.
see if there's any little nuggets I can pick off of there for next season.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that'll be great to hear. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Mm-hmm.
So coming off of um, oh, and right in the middle there, like I was saying, Vampiro was so upset going into the next match. He was, visibly disturbed, upset by what happened, and he started taking his medicine
Mm-hmm.
on camera, which was interesting because he actually reacted to things differently throughout the rest of the show. But then, yeah, we get into the next match, Taya versus Ivelisse, which was personally one of the ones that I was most excited about. Probably more, probably as excited about this as I was about seeing like Bailey versus Sasha Banks.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I could because this one has had that trickle effect all season between the introduction of Taya with Johnny Mundo, how much Taya's messed with other people throughout the season, and now finally
Yep.
we finally see who is the baddest bitch in the temple.
Oh
And
yeah.
oh, this one was just a lot of fun.
Right.
Anything you want to add in on this one?
You know what? All season I've been seeing this, and I was thinking the whole time, where does Ivelisse get her pants? Honestly, because those things,
Oh, the chainmail ones?
those things are unique to her. I have not seen anyone else wearing them. It was a very, very brave fashion choice. It is. It looks very good on her, and it definitely. You'd think that wearing those would. Who does that damage more, her or her opponent? If
It
she,
looks like if you like get slammed in those, it'd be very painful.
but at the same time, it also looks like if you do what she does, take one of those enziguris to somebody else's head, they're catching a kick of chainmail through their face.
Oh, right?
Exactly, and she's as Vamp and Stryker have pointed out on numerous occasions, she is martial arts ready. She's MMA born. She is tough enough to do that to somebody. So if she really wanted to, I think she could. What's protecting her while she's wearing those? Only she knows.
Yeah. The only downside of this match, and I felt really bad for her, is Ivelisse looked like she was kind of dealing with maybe some old injuries coming back, as
Yeah,
she was getting through the match, but
yeah,
still put on a hell of a show. The
yeah.
only time it really showed, honestly, is when she was trying to jump off that one railing and needed help from a fan to get on top of it.
That was the only time I've seen her suffering through the entire match. That fact that she was able to go through that match at all speaks to her tenacity
Oh
and,
yeah,
and everything that she's been through throughout this season and the previous season with a series of lower body injuries.
oh
I'm
yeah,
I'm hoping that while they've taped season 3 and everything has gone through, it's been done and over with, that she has been given enough time off to heal. I wish her the best of luck in any recovery that she's taking because she is an asset to that company, just like several other talents that WWE and even TNA have overlooked. And,
hmm
and we are more than happy to see them shine in this federation, in this promotion. And Evilise is one of the top female athletes in the
oh
world,
yeah.
and she is showing it in this promotion.
Oh, all the women, and I've said that a few times throughout the season that, when WWE is trying to sit there and say, oh, well, we've got a Divas Revolution going on or Women's Revolution or whatever they called it.
Yeah, thanks, Steph.
Yeah. It's like, and that was lovely that they wanted to do that.
Yeah,
But now it looks like, okay, now they're basically back to where they were before.
it's a PR
And,
stunt. It's a load of BS. You got several good athletes thrown in there with a bunch of models who are being taught how to wrestle, and that's pretty much what I was discussing with my friend last night after we had gone to the WWE live event in Wildwood, New Jersey, noting that what's it called, athletes such as Charlotte and Dana Brooke going in there against Sasha, while Sasha was tagging with a model who wrestles Alicia Fox, and Charlotte was tagging with a model who wrestles Summer Rae.
I will give Summer Rae some credit, though. At least she's got some athletic background.
All of these, all
She
of these,
used,
all of these
at
chicks
least
have
she used to
some.
play football.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Alicia has has her athletic prowess too, not professionally speaking, but under the amateur ranks as well.
Yeah.
Just like Dolph Ziggler holds the record at Kent State. Before they got to the E, they were all athletes in some capacity, and those who weren't were fit as hell when they got called up to the main roster, with very few exceptions.
Yeah.
So, knowing what we know about these women and the capacity that they're being utilized in is the capacity to which they are not necessarily accustomed, but it is playing to their strengths more than anything. Before Lucha Underground, I have not heard of Taya. I don't consider myself really up on independence. I, hear of certain federations here and there. At one point, I was a fan of Jersey All Pro Wrestling in New Jersey.
Okay.
But at the same time, I've seen awesome matches on certain great independent talent who've come up to the higher levels of independent, like Lucha Underground, TNA, and even New Japan for that matter.
Yeah.
But to note a lot of the female talent that has come up through the ranks to Lucha Underground, people who I would have never heard of otherwise, and people who have, you know, really busted their asses and then failed once they reached to the pinnacle. To note that on their way back down, then they're coming back up. To know that they are playing to their strengths. They're doing wonderful things down there, storyline wise, and I am more than happy to see all of the performers in that particular women's match shine in more ways than one.
Yeah. Yeah. There's all the women. I mean, even the ones that weren't, focused on more towards the end of the season as much, like Cobra Moon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what she's going to be doing in season 3.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm kicking myself because and I'm sorry I can't remember her other name outside of Lucha Underground. She was actually here at a local show, Brew City Wrestling, a week or two ago, and I found out last minute I didn't have the money to go to the show, but they brought her in for a match with one of the local girls, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, yeah. But I know she'll be back, because she's traveling like all over the place. She's going here, she's going to Chi-Town, and if she wrestles in LA, she's going to be back.
Mm-hmm.
So, hoping for that opportunity again. But yeah, all the girls in this brand of Lucha Underground, just tremendous. From Sexy Star to Ivelisse, Taya. Oh my goodness. If I was, besides Sexy Star's achievements this season, I have to say I was most impressive with Taya.
Yeah.
Because, man, I mean, you talk about somebody. I mean, I know she's had her accomplishments down in Mexico. I have recognized her before, but I had not seen a lot of her matches.
Yeah.
It's, man, as far as earning her stuff in this season, geez Louise.
Yeah.
I
One
mean,
of the top heels in general.
Oh, and just the stuff that she survived from guys like Cage. Dear God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The several tables and everything, the cage match.
As Vamp said, she even faced Cage. She held on as long as she could.
And I don't think too many women would actually be willing to do that.
Not too many, man. Not these days. Back in the day, there might have been like in like the '90s. You would have had Jacqueline Moore, and maybe Jazz, or Ivory come into contact with them, but definitely not somebody like Trish Stratus. Maybe Lita, but that's about it.
I think China would have stepped up to the plate.
China would have stepped up, but she never pulled into that rank. That's something Ivory has held against her in more recent years before her passing.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's as far as like toughness and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, these two, such a fun match, and this is another one that I think a lot of people, and this is the first time that I've actually seen people speak negatively of Lucha Underground, just because of the amount of shenanigans that happened in this episode.
Yeah.
And all throughout Ultima Lucha,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Famous B coming back with Dr. Wagner Jr. and stuff like that, and Cueto. But yeah, the way this one ended, holy crap! I mean, I did predict this one correctly as far as Taya winning, which was very difficult to predict. But we had kind of a bit of an Undertaker moment, but still cooler in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Lights out. Katrina shows up and attacks Ivelisse and gave her a
the lick of death and boobs to the face.
Well, yeah, that. But I'm trying to think of the finisher she put on her. I don't know what you call that. Kind of a inverted. I don't know.
I don't remember it, but it looked like a blue thunder bomb almost.
It's similar, except she had her head tucked under her arm and.
Yeah.
But brutal. And then the lights go out again. Taya comes back with the ref, and the ref, is in position like he never left. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
But he had this look on his face like,
where did I come from?
Where did I
go?
Did I blink? Did I miss something? What happened?
Yeah.
But then as, he's counting the 3, Katrina is standing up on like the office.
Yeah.
It's
watching.
Holding the stone up in the air.
Yep.
Like who's the baddest bitch in the temple?
Up
here.
Yeah, the witch with the power of the resurrection stone. Yeah, she's the one.
Oh my God. And then, Taya celebrates, but then she disappears immediately again, and Katrina's back in the ring with Ivelisse. And then, claiming that she's the baddest bitch. And or death, or no, what did she say? Death comes to.
I don't remember that one. That was.
So she said, "Death comes to everyone, even you, bitch," or something like that.
Yeah.
And then gives her the lick of death, or I like I've said all season, I call it the kiss of death.
Yeah.
and then
Her version of that.
right, and then drops her down, and yeah, certainly a side of Katrina that we have been. I think a lot of fans have been waiting
Mm-hmm.
for her to actually become more physical
Uh huh.
instead of just walking around with the stone, the occasional crack in the head with the stone.
Uh huh.
Because she used to wrestle in NXT.
Yeah, Maxine.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you, Maxine. I was trying to think of what she was called back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember a lot of what she did back then, but I know in interviews I've heard her say that she's been itching to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe now she's gonna finally in season 3 get more physical, get more of physical revenge, and but this was actually the first time. I shouldn't say the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it hasn't happened much as far as the little disappearing act goes.
Yeah.
We saw that in the
And the vignettes.
yeah, in the vignettes, but as far as like outside there by the ring, the only time we've seen it is when she was like put into a casket and then Cueto opened it
Yep.
and she was gone.
Oh yeah.
That was the only time we'd seen that as far as like her actually poof.
Yeah. This is one of those things where, like, a few years back, I'm guessing somebody saw what Bray Wyatt was doing and said, we need to be able to do that shit too. So they just went with it.
Yeah, and of course it's all edited and stuff, but when you're watching it, it's like it's still it looks awesome. You don't think about stuff like that.
Yeah, but every time she comes back or she goes away, I'm just thinking, stop!
Yeah. Somewhere Bray Wyatt is smiling.
Yep. Yep. Somewhere he's going, follow Katrina. Stop!
That's pretty good. I like that. Oh yeah, and then last but certainly not least, we get Prince Puma versus Rey Mysterio, and what I would call the best match I've seen out of Rey in the last at least 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he's been so banged up and he's been so healthy this season.
Uh-huh.
And because it's like we've said, he's not working 300 matches a year. And this is such a fun, lucha libre style match to watch between two of the absolute best.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't pissed. I was a little surprised they didn't do like a passing of the torch. They kind of did at the end.
A little bit, just a little bit,
A little bit.
Because as he said, he's like, this is your town. These are your people.
Yeah. So in that sense, that was cool, but it still would have been nice if Prince Puma won.
Mm-hmm.
Ray's been around for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
He didn't have to win that one, but it was still, it didn't really matter to me, but I don't know.
Honestly, this is what I say. I said this was going to test Puma's true mettle against one of the greatest of all time, and to see if Ray can still go. And this pretty much proved that even though, like Taker before him, at least within up to 10 years ago, he ain't as good as he once was, but he's as good once as he ever was. That's what I would say of Ray. As you said, if he's not wrestling 300 matches a year, he's got enough time to train. He's got enough time to rehab any injuries he may have. He's got enough oomph left in him to work it out and to actually, go in the ring, to pull off the good spots against somebody who wrestles his same style. And to know what Puma has done in not just this promotion, but others as well. He's had one hell of a year. And
an unbelievable.
Exactly, and to know the last thing that he did before this match was televised, to know what he was going from and what he was going to. really cemented his status as a top contender for the PWI Wrestler of the Year if he hasn't gotten it on lock already. He should have it, but that's just my opinion. Because I'm not quite sure if they acknowledge the wrestler under all roles or if they just acknowledge the role itself. But I will say this, and this is something my girlfriend was very very astute to point out, that even though Puma can go, the Prince is still not yet king.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of different opinions, and like I said when we kicked off this review, this is the first time I've actually heard people really voice any kind of significant negativity towards Lucha Underground because of certain people winning. I mean, you're never gonna please anyone as far as that goes, so that's
No.
not a big deal. It's just the point of certain people winning.
Yeah.
Like I said, like Ray passing the torch to Prince Puma and, stuff like that. But nonetheless, the match was still tremendous. I'm not that upset. Ray looked great.
Yep.
Just as, Krista Joseph said, his health was fine when I interviewed him back in January.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I can't say enough about this brand. I'm happy. Yeah, did certain things not happen at the end of this season finale? No, but am I gonna be like, oh well, that's it? I'm not watching season 3. Hell no, I can't wait till season 3, dude.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be crazier than this one. There's gonna be new faces coming because guys like Sammy Callahan are signed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you didn't know that. I apologize, but yes,
Hey, that's okay. Put it this way. He's an enemy of a friend of mine. I know. I there was a guy with a thing a long time ago. It was terrible, and she's still pissed. But whatever.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm gonna say for now. Aunt knows more. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
But yeah, there's gonna be so many new things coming for season 3. I can't wait. And
many things to look forward to. If yeah, I'm hoping they tie up the loose ends. That's all I want to start with. They tie up several loose ends from the end of season 2 in the first 3 episodes of season 3. That would be nice.
Or at least somehow keep that storyline going. Even if it doesn't complete a story, you're gonna see Delgado get involved somehow. You're gonna see Vasquez again.
Oh yeah,
Joey Ryan with a stupid lollipop trying to be a cop. I mean, that's just grand comedy right there. It's like Joey Ryan. Joey freaking Ryan, love him. Right. Who knows? Maybe he'll jump in one of the episodes with the DDT Pro Championship and get pinned like he is on YouTube all the time.
Yeah.
If you've seen that, go to Joey Ryan's YouTube channel. It's nothing but entertainment. It's fun stuff between his comedic stuff in the ring, his characters he does. It's fun stuff.
Nice.
It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's a riot.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
That's why I will say that.
You have to have a different kind of sense of humor for it, but it's all good.
Yep.
So that pretty much wraps it. We already talked about Cueto getting hauled away. The last thing you see is his little
sinister grin.
His sinister grin, yeah, his little evil smile. So he's not worried one bit.
No.
Batanza probably is going to stop the van about 5 miles down the road, tear the van in half, and get his brother back. Some crazy.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? Considering if Prince Puma can punch through a heavy bag, then yes, Matanza Cueto can tear a freaking paddy wagon in half.
Yeah.
Or at least tear the damn doors off the back.
There you go. Yeah. It's Lucha Underground. Why not, right?
Hell yeah. Same channel as Dust Till Dawn, the series. I don't doubt anything that Rodriguez can do.
Right. Yeah, that's something I needed to catch up on too. I watched a few episodes of the first season, and that was it. And I was impressed. I just got caught up in other stuff. So yeah,
Sure.
there's a lot of shit I gotta catch up on.
Hey, me personally, I'm not a fan of the series myself, but I respect its artistic direction. Absolutely.
Oh, Robert Rodriguez is awesome. Just
In general.
he brings so many different things to the table. The channel, the El Rey network overall is just awesome. Between the retro horror films to the
samurai
current
films.
product. Oh yeah, it's just fun.
One quick note that we didn't mention earlier in Ray Ray's match with Puma. Ray Ray had the El Rey logo on his back. Little shout out, cross promotion kind of thing going, advertisement if you will.
Yeah.
El Rey 619.
Yeah, and that means the king.
That's right.
He's the king. Yeah.
He is the king. He is the mysterious king of Lucha Libre. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yep. So yeah, overall, very happy with parts 1, 2, and 3, and can't wait for season 3 to kick off. If you had to guess, when do you think we're gonna get season 3 kicked off? If you had to take a guess, because we're a week away from August.
Huh. And when did season 2 start?
It started in January.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
It was 20. What were we at here? 25. I think 25 episodes was this, something like that. And I heard season 3 is supposed to be longer.
Well, if it's supposed to be longer, I think it might be kicking off around, what's it called? December, like the first week of December. It's like you can hear the announcer now. On El Rey Network, Christmas comes early. Looking forward to new episodes of Lucha Underground. Season 3 begins December 5th.
I'm actually going to throw out a guess, and I'm going to say we're going to get season 3 within the next 2 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's hoping. You know what? I'd say that's a safe bet, considering that they're a horror-based network, and we'll be looking forward to that sometime around Halloween, if you will.
Yeah, and also, Chris DeJoseph sent out a tweet saying it's coming soon. So you got to imagine it can't be that far away. I can't think we're gonna wait till the start of next year for season 2.
Yeah.
So my brother Chris Phoenix, thank you so much for doing this with me. This was an absolute blast. Certainly one of the biggest highlights of this summer for me, between this, NXT, the brand split, Cruiserweight Classic. Yes, thank you. There's so much fun stuff going on, and this was just the icing on the cake for me as a wrestling fan.
Absolutely.
So yeah, hope to do more of these. Hopefully season 3 does come soon in another couple months, I'm hoping. And we'll be doing more of these reviews ASAP. Till then, gosh, I might do like a best of review somewhere within the next couple weeks. We'll let the dust settle a little bit on El Rey.
Yeah.
And we'll pick apart some of the best rivalries of this past season, just to get by, something fun to talk about.
Yeah.
But till then, for this one, I am J-Bone. Thank you so much for listening. See ya.
Peace.